hit, it does. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
All right, bringing it back down. It should be back live again. Yeah, it's staying green this time at 2,500. Let's see. Yeah, there, it's live. It seems to be okay. Yeah. Don't you change to yellow. Stay green. All right, staying green. I had to drop it down to 20. We were up. The upload bit rate was at 10,000, and we dropped it down to 2,500 now because you couldn't even do 4,000. Nope.
Oh.
Here goes yellow. Red.
Wow. And at 2,500.
Mm-hmm. Something else is going on here. Something else is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many did it drop in that interval?
237.
Damn.
A lot.
Yeah.
But earlier it was like 3,000. Looks like it's trying to be stable here.
Yeah.
Wait and see what it does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's happening in the game is nothing on the stream. The stream is being streamed on a separate PC.
Oh, you got
look at that. It remembers that.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. So now that we have green, maybe we should take the time now to talk to Ren. Back. Or you? Do you want to step in? Sean? All right. Sean's going to step up to the side. And Bugs, I'm going to have you, or you want to?
What?
You want to?
What?
Okay. Nothing. He's like, what? Yeah, I know. What? You want me to be in control of the stream?
Oh, you want me to?
No, it's all right. No big a deal. All right. So Sean from 704 Games is going to join us here. And Sean, you good? I can hear you fine. You do the what's your main position here at 704?
I do a lot here.
Yes.
A little bit of everything. So definitely social media is a big part of it. But I also work with all the drivers and tracks and a lot of industry partners. A lot of people are excited about this game, and we are too. So definitely excited to have you play it and show it off. Yes.
Let's do Exalta. Do Dale Earnhardt Jr. People were asking for something different. You know what I want to try? I want to try Bristol. And that'll work.
The races tonight.
Yep.
And Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. Oh, they are racing tonight?
Truck races.
Oh, the
tonight,
truck. You're right. Yeah, it's the middle of the week. Hit accept on that, and we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I do have some questions that we were getting from the chat that I'll answer.
Okay.
But yeah, sim mode doesn't exist anymore. We took that out this year. So now there's just stability help, and it's either on or it's off. And that basically just helps. If it's off, it's, opens it up so it's more aggressive. Cars have more control. It's much easier to spin out. And when stability help is on, it basically just helps your car obviously stay stable on the track. And it's good for, first-time racers. Or people who want to get out there and just
have
bang
fun.
The car up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what in the physics department was changed that like off the top of your head?
The drafting was one of the big things that changed with the physics. I know you guys played a little bit with it, but the bump drafting and side drafting is completely new.
And I think in the very beginning of the stream we showed that off pretty well, what it was capable of doing.
Yeah, and then the physics for each of the different car models changed as well. So there's not a huge difference.
So that wasn't a placebo effect I was having.
No, that's all changed.
Okay.
So there's not a huge difference between Xfinity and Cup, but you can definitely feel the difference with the trucks.
The trucks they seem to me like they're heavier, or not heavier, it's like stiffer almost.
Yeah.
They seem like they can take a lot more. And the speeds are slower, so that makes sense.
Right.
Ooh, I'm doing terrible here, but that's all right. And I noticed that the smoke, that's something that you guys are constantly have been just back and forth changing.
Yeah, it's something we're constantly working on to make sure, it gets the desired effect. But
with the limitations of the engine itself.
Right.
Which is the Unity engine.
Yes.
What are some of the pros and cons you've had dealing with the Unity engine?
So the biggest pro is the speed. So we've been able to work
It's
on it
lightning quick.
super fast.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
man.
versus a different gaming engine, it can take years to get a game up. But with Unity, we've been able to work pretty efficiently and turn around some good updates. Obviously, we've got NASCAR Heat 2 this year, and we're able to build on the base of NASCAR Heat Evolution, and we'll continue to keep building it next year.
Very cool. Are you guys planning on sticking with the Unity engine, or you have plans to look at other gaming engines? Or
Never say never, but for now, it's Unity.
okay.
Another question was the camera modes, and you've already shown them all off. But
Yes.
just to confirm, in single player, you've got the hood cam, you've got the cockpit, and then kind of the behind the car third-person view.
Right.
And then in split screen, you've got the third-person view, the hood view,
Andrew first.
and
Get
then
here.
you've got that behind view.
Okay.
So a lot of people are asking for the 360 camera. It's not in this game, but in multiplayer, you do have the behind-the-view camera. It won't launch in single player day one, but it's something we're looking into for a patch
To
someday
have-
down the road.
All right. So they can just do the same thing.
Exactly.
Like the Y key here does that, but I was thinking like you could just go back on the stick
Okay.
to look straight behind you. That would be something. The only things that we've seen here so far that myself and Bugs have seen. This is cool. You run the high line at Bristol. That the AI at the road courses seem to be a little off. They seem to be like a parking lot in the beginning, but if they're spread out, they're fine.
Yeah, so it's something, I mean, AI is something we're constantly tweaking and
Right.
working on. Some people might find more success with the AI down around 100, 102
Right.
on a road course, because at 105 they tend to, get pretty aggressive.
Right.
Pretty wonky sometimes. But like I said, it's something we're constantly working on.
Yeah.
So.
Another thing I've noticed, and it's hit and miss. This is like a bug that I've noticed is inside view here. The FOV will be like right now we can see over the steering wheel there.
Yep.
And sometimes it won't be. It's like too far down. Like you'll see the whole lettering of MPI will be way below.
Right.
And I don't know if that's a bug or something. I mean, clearly this is work in progress, and it's not. I know people like to say that, oh no, it's the final game that you're gonna see. I mean, visually and the way it feels, it is. This is what it's gonna be pretty much at release. But right now, you're just looking at the small little tweaks and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you're on a PC version right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a few steps behind our current console builds.
Okay.
So there are, definite improvements in the console version right now. We'll finish up PC shortly.
Very cool. Now, I know that the release of NASCAR Evolution, there's a lot of people that had problems in the very beginning with having wheel support and stuff like that, and you guys made that patch for it, that little side program. Is that something you guys are working on for this time for a release?
I haven't asked about that yet, but I'd be pretty confident that would come, if not at release.
Okay.
Very, very shortly afterwards.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of guys out there that go, hey, you're forgetting about us PC guys that have wheels, and me included, because I at home when I raced Evolution with the G27, it's a good time.
Yeah, a lot of people found that tool helpful, and Monster Games made that from scratch, so it
Very
worked out
nice.
pretty well. So definitely expect it.
Is there anything else that people were asking about it?
Yeah,
Brakes.
cautions will be online. That'll be in there, and then beer schemes. Lots of question about
The beer schemes? Yeah.
So they are in the game. They will ship day one. They will be behind an age gate again this year, so you'll have to verify your age. So anyone over the age of 21 can have access to the alcohol schemes.
Very cool. Yeah, I will be doing that. And I noticed the 5-hour energy one was already out, so that's not considered in the same
Yep.
age gate.
Yeah, we were pretty excited. So in the 2017 update for NASCAR Heat Evolution, we got the Monster Energy car and 5-hour energy.
Oh, that's very cool.
And now they're shipping standard with the game.
And I can imagine that that has got to be some of the most difficult things that you guys have to deal with is licensing, and dealing with you're doing 3 different series that are it's so many different sponsors
Yeah.
and drivers and all that stuff. And as badly as in the last game, you guys want to have a driver in this car or whatever, it's a whole licensing issue of having to deal with it.
It is. So, you know, each series is kind of handled differently. The
Mhm.
Cup Series is kind of covered by one, I don't want to say governing body, but,
Right.
you know, one kind of main place. And then the truck teams in Xfinity are all completely different.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you know, we have someone who works here that handles all the relationships with the teams and gets the art and the sponsor write-off and all that good stuff.
Okay.
But it's a huge time-consuming process, and you know, there's over 100 drivers in the game, and like, there's going to be a lot of paint schemes.
Yes.
So you can just imagine.
The multiple paint schemes.
Yes.
That is really cool. And that's something that a lot of people that feel like they have to buy DLC for a second for like special schemes and stuff like that. They have those in the beginning, and that will be nice right out of the gate. But you guys do have some DLC stuff.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about DLC yet. We will before launch, but it'll be similar to last year. We'll have some free and paid DLC. And there's some, you know, different content in there beyond paint schemes. So the spotter,
like spotter packs and stuff like that. That is cool. Yeah,
we've
having Brett Griffin step in was really, really, really cool.
Yeah, he's a big fan of the game, and he's great to work with. So we were excited to have him back.
Oh, that's awesome. And you guys got rid of that sound, I noticed. That was something I had said. I was like, man, that's just one thing about the spotter that I wish was a little bit different.
Yeah.
Was that the sound's gone? Because that's such like an old stigma that, you know, that you hear this horrible squelch sound after you say something. And now if you listen to any spotter radar or radio, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Clear cut stuff.
Great.
Oh, into the wall again. This is a tough track. And there we go. This is where my controller skills really shine. Running a Highline at Bristol on a controller is tough. It's very hard. Oh, I'm wrecking Trevor Bain. Just, yep, get it straight again, bud. There we go. Trying to switch between the different views here. So if you see any other questions people are asking, I'll check it out. Ooh. It's hard for me to look all at the same time. Oh. All right, it's time for a new track. I'm not gonna put you guys through that anymore. Let's do Daytona. I have not done Daytona. Oh, people want to see Texas. Let's do Texas. That is a fun one. I love Texas. And you can cycle between the events by hitting X. We can do the one later on in the season. Let's do the O'Reilly. O'Reilly. I see a lot of people wanting to see Texas. Yeah, what if any online server improvements have been made for Heat 2?
Once again, you know, it's something we're constantly looking at. You know,
Here's the bug I was talking about. See how we're now looking below the steering wheel, but in the last track it was above. So I don't know if that's a track to track thing. And yeah, see, it's doing it again there, which is strange. Another thing that I wanted to ask about was, how you guys feel about your sounds? I know the NASCAR Heat one, that was like the #1 thing. I was like, if we could just get different sounds, it changes the feel of the game completely. And you guys have made huge strides. And I think that these sound way better in person than I did here in the like ride along stuff I saw on YouTube. But that's something that I think if we get just higher quality sounds in there, that really changes the feel of the game.
Yeah, so we're still, you know, tweaking the sounds for NASCAR Heat 2, but you know, we've got some things playing in the future that we're really excited about.
Very cool.
That's all I can say right now.
Oh, horrible crash.
That's a rough start.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was. Okay. But yeah, the sounds definitely are. Okay, I don't know. Try to get going, buddy. Yeah, they didn't want to see the damage, didn't they? Come on, get going.
But yeah, the sound's been improved from NASCAR Heat Evolution, and you know,
you can hear it. You can hear the difference, big time.
Yeah, and then you've got the sounds for the trucks and the Xfinity cars as well. It's all a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, sounds is something we're constantly looking at.
Very good. Yeah, that's like, yeah. See now it's not doing it.
Right.
It's a graph. It's like a glitch that changing between the camera views is like changing the FOV up in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, no problem. That was one thing that we noticed when we were testing. Oh. All right. Yeah, we tore this thing up bad. Let's try restarting that. Oh, yeah, that was a lot of damage. Yeah, the damage model. I know a lot of people have been asking about that.
Yeah, that's been improved from last year too. Just more realistic effects. And,
Right.
it's hard to simulate,
Wheels flying off.
packs and all this stuff. When you see the models that Monster uses, it's pretty amazing. I'm really happy with them this year.
Yeah, I know the cars look great. And what was the biggest strides you guys made on the graphics? Like, what was the end goal? Just to make it look a little bit more realistic?
Well, I mean, always. But you kind of
Yes.
mentioned that as well, like the shadows and lighting and the reflection. So if you go to a track like Homestead or Phoenix, the layer off the cars is really intense, like you'd see in real life. Obviously, the drivers are behind a visor in real life, but here you can really see the sun effects. It can be really
I don't know how I saved that. I didn't. There's the damage right there. Look at that. Destroyed that whole front end there. Oh, man. I'm talking. That's what the problem is. Here, you want to play and I'll just talk? And I can read the chat and he can answer questions and stuff like that. Very cool. Overheating while drafting. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I'd have to check with our developers on that.
If you're behind somebody for so long, that'd be something that would be really cool to see. Because there's people online that would love to exploit that and run tandems like they used to. Yeah, people are always asking about burnouts. Me personally, I don't care about it. I never have. But is that something that you guys have been looking at? What would you have to do? I guess you'd have to just, like, after the race is over, you'd have to remove all the cars on the track and then just make it to where you're the only car out there and you can just have fun.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So it won't ship with the game. It's something we're looking at for a future patch. But there was so much else that we had to get in there. But we're definitely looking into it.
That is true. Chevy fan asks if there will be custom controller bindings. Yes, no, or later.
I'd have to follow up with you on that.
Okay.
I'll write all these questions down.
Yeah.
And answers for you guys.
I was wondering that that as well because I noticed that the graphics screen is gone in this build at least.
Yeah. So this
for PC.
is I'd imagine it would be back.
Okay.
When the PC version ships, but I'd have to double check.
Okay. Yeah, I love the colors of it's like a desaturated. You have still the vibrance, but it's desaturated, or the color correction essentially is gone, which was like a greenish kind of orange filter.
Yeah, they did tone the colors this year as well, which makes a huge difference.
It really does, and it brightened it up.
And you can definitely tell the difference on like the tracks where the races at sunset and the saturation levels work out.
Yep.
It's a really nice feature.
And at nighttime too, looks a lot more prominent. Can you choose the driver you want to drive as in multiplayer screen? I don't know what that means.
Yes. So so last year you had to back out and select your online player in quick race, and then go to multiplayer to use that driver.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
But now you can select your
inside
driver
of multiplayer. Oh, that's really cool.
For any series. So when you log into the multiplayer series, you'll have a Cup driver, an Xfinity driver, and a truck driver. So whatever race you jump into, it'll default to your preferred driver.
Very cool. Yeah, I was thinking about that whenever from last time. I remember having to do that pop out. And you'd already mentioned that you can use your own custom car that you make.
Yeah, so custom cars and DLC cars you can use online this year.
Very nice.
You could use DLC cars online last year, but now other people can see your DLC cars.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, that's pretty cool. Will AIs use any of the random schemes during races?
I'm not sure about that. So last year, the DLC schemes defaulted to the first track they were run at.
Right.
But I'm not sure what will happen. I'll check on that.
That'd be pretty interesting to see. But I haven't noticed that so far in what I've raced and tested. I haven't seen the different alternate schemes out there. But that would be cool because, like, you'd have the Snickers car or something at Martinsville or something along those lines. Do you guys plan on DLC paint schemes for Xfinity and trucks? I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes, that's the easiest way to say that one. Yeah, like somebody brought up there for the Southern 500, which is the Darlington race, which they're known for doing the throwback schemes. That would be cool if they could program it to where every time you ran that, they would be in like the DLC schemes of the retro.
Yeah.
If you do get a retro pack or something later down the road. Dude, no. Why isn't Bugs talking? He doesn't have a microphone. He's just playing the game for you guys. So I can talk to you. And that's the people commenting about the tire smoke. And that's something, it's been a uphill battle, essentially. To me, thinking about it, I don't know if this is correct, but does it go based off of if the car starts to rotate? It has to go, hey, I need to produce smoke because it thinks it's going to be a skid. And there's a difference between that rotation at a low speed compared to a high speed.
There is, yes.
And finding that gray area, I think it might be a limitation of the engine, honestly. I don't know that much about the Unity engine. Sorry, guys. Do all gauges work in cockpit view? One thing I've noticed is you have multiple screens like this, where Dale Jr. here in the Hendrick car, and we have their style. I've also seen the one that has the arc.
Yeah, so each manufacturer has a different cockpit view, and then the big difference is the Cup cars have the digital dash, and Xfinity and trucks have the dials.
Right, the dials.
So they'll all look different.
Very cool. Yeah, one thing I'd love to see on the Xfinity or truck series is seeing the RPM gauge itself light up red whenever you get into an over rev situation. Because like the real ones, they're like that blue, and then they turn yellow and red like that. They flip, and they're green on pit road. Very cool. G-Man, I can tell you this one. The game will ship with multiple paint schemes for the Monster Energy series. I think there's a couple for the other series.
Yeah,
I didn't see any.
2 or 3 drivers in Xfinity who have multiple schemes.
Okay. There you go.
Most Cup drivers will have more than one scheme.
Yeah, because this is, I think, what they're asking about the controller binding is that you're forced to shift with the bumpers, and some people want to shift with other things in a change of bindings. I don't know if that's planned or not. Caution. This is a random caution. AI disrect or debris caution. Very cool. I think it's pretty easy to say. This person's asking what made you guys decide that you want to look into putting the victory celebrations into Heat 2. I think it comes down to you guys just listen to the feedback of the community out there.
Yeah, so last year after you won a race, it was just kind of a floating trophy.
Yes.
It was literally a floating trophy, and that was all. And this year we added the victory lane celebrations just to add that depth, because if you've ever been to a race, it's a huge show, and there's so much noise and energy there. And we're trying to bring that into the games, but there's a lot that can be done, so we're definitely moving in that direction.
Very cool. I think we covered a lot of stuff here. I'm trying to think of anything else. Caution replays. That's something I've seen a lot out there as well. I guess they want to see the replay of what caused the caution.
Yeah. So like that caution that you just had, like seeing a replay of what happened around the track. That's not in the game.
Okay.
It's something we're looking into, but I can't guarantee it will come in as we need to.
Okay, gotcha. And yeah, I know that people have talked about the duels. They've talked about All-Star Race, the specialty races. Are those a plan at all?
So they won't ship with the game. Once again, something we're looking into.
Right.
But can't promise it will come in Heat 2.
Right.
Maybe a future update.
I mean, yeah. I mean, basically, we're getting this game within it, like literally the same time frame. It's been exactly 1 year when this releases. And you guys listened to the community. You brought all these things that people were like, hey, but you, of course, you can't do every single one people want. Because I know one of the big ones has been the track map. And the track map, what's the status with track map? Is that a plan or?
you know, it's not going to be a NASCAR Heat 2.
Mhm.
It's something we're looking into.
Me
maybe for a
personally, I
future
don't
game, but
use it, but yeah, without having it seems like it's something that just it's not on the list, I guess. Yeah, I think we have. I think we've covered a lot of different things. Yeah, junior cars, he's seen better days here. Bugs is tearing it up pretty good. No better than I was doing. Easy, easy there, Bugs. Yeah, I like that. You can see the scratches in the window there. That's a cool effect.
yeah, we're excited for September 12th. It's,
Yep.
less than 4 weeks away.
Yeah,
now.
4 weeks away.
27 days.
27 days, and this will be released. And this is going to be on Xbox, PS4, or Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and Steam. And that'll be are you guys doing digital download on the PlayStation Store, Xbox Store, and
Yeah,
all that?
the Sony digital pre-orders actually went up yesterday, I think. Maybe
Yeah.
the day before. And we're trying to get Xbox up.
Right. And then you, of course, you have a boxed version that you
Yep.
can go buy at Walmart or something.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about the box versions. We partnered with SMI, and they own 8 tracks around the country. So their game physical disc will include a voucher for $50 that you can redeem at the SMI track.
Very cool.
So excited to get fans back to the track through that ticket offer. It's a great opportunity. We're super excited to partner with SMI on
Right. See some questions about a season pass or hot pass or anything like that. What is?
it. Yeah, so like I said, we're not
Is that
ready
like
to talk about
DLC yet. Okay.
yet, but
Yeah.
you know, there is a season pass listed on GameStop's website, so you can draw your own conclusions from that.
Okay, excellent.
Last year we couldn't get it because we were too small. So
Of a-
Sony and
of a system?
Microsoft require you to kind of have a established
Oh,
reputation on their platform before
and
you
you
can
you
offer a
guys are
season pass.
still considered indie by
Right.
a
So
large
apparently
amount.
they had a lot of game companies offer a season pass and then not deliver anything after
Yeah.
people bought it. So once we established that relationship, we got the season pass. So we're excited to have that this year. But we'll talk about that closer to release.
Yes. Oh, that sounds great. What made them put stages in NASCAR, doing stage racing? I think it has to do with the new season and Monster Energy by itself. You know, it's all, they want you at a play track. Where are you going? Oh, Miami. Homestead, beautiful. That evening look. Is the new overtime rule in this game? Yes, it is. I've seen it pop up. I can answer that one. The NASCAR overtime.
So the line hasn't
Been drawn technically.
right. I mean that it's hard to keep up with the sport when they
Change
the
constantly,
rules
yeah.
like that. But we do our best. So like the stage racing came out of nowhere for us. We found out when everyone else found out.
And we're like, well, we have to implement this because it's a huge part of NASCAR now.
Right. So luckily they announced it early enough. So that was a huge undertaking to get the stage racing in there.
Right. No, I can imagine. Yeah, that looks awesome. I like how the side walls of the tire are lighting up in there. Why is Homestead not at night? I would say that's probably because of the transitions, the day to night transitions.
Yeah, that's another popular request, and it's something we're looking into, but it takes a lot of work. So it's not going to be a NASCAR Heat 2, obviously, but you know, it's something we're constantly looking at.
So making it later in the evening was just a middle ground
Right.
for the into the night.
Yeah.
We did do Eldor earlier. Eldor is a lot of fun. Damage in online races. Yeah, that's actually a good question. How is the damage?
There is not damage in online races.
Okay.
But there are cautions.
Okay.
Which there weren't last year. So
Right.
you can thank stage racing for introducing that into.
Look at this 4 wide at Homestead.
Jeez.
That's actually a pretty common thing to see at Homestead. And here we are witnessing it. Here goes Jamie McMurray to the top. That was actually really cool. And it was funny. I was on Talladega, and I saw there was a group of cars there, and I was the mag trying to catch them, and they were kind of spread. They seemed like they were racing each other. And then right when I said the words, why aren't they just in a file line? They all just got in the same file line and started going. So the AI has gotten so much better from what I see, and I enjoy racing them. It feels like you're actually racing something instead of something on rails that doesn't care about you.
Yeah, we're super excited. I mean, the AI is pretty awesome.
I think the AI is some of the meat and potatoes of the entire experience. From what it was like that with NASCAR Evolution, you know, there's a lot of things that in the base game of Evolution that came out that I was like, I'm not a huge fan of this. And I told you guys what those were. I was like, you know, this could be improved, this could be improved. But the AI is what made me continue to play the game.
Yeah.
And now I think it's switched. You have awesome AI, but now you have this career mode, and this career mode is actually going to produce longevity of continued play till the next game.
Yeah, the career mode is a huge upgrade from last year. I mean, there's so much depth with the other series, and then the rivalries and momentum add that extra element of uncertainty, and it keeps things interesting. So, I mean, it would be hard for two players to have the same career mode experience.
Yeah, no, that's what's really cool about it.
And we work with a ton of drivers on it, so there's a bunch of great videos in there. So, you know, we're excited for people to get in there because it's one of those things where people just, you know, they can play career mode 2 or 3 times and then get something new the 4th time around.
Right.
There's so much depth there.
That is crazy, and I can imagine you guys testing, having to put in the hours to find out what it actually is. No, that's cool, and that's what I had brought up to you earlier today. Was that people that are brand new to NASCAR, the Xfinity series, the Camping World Truck Series, having these multiple series now, people can be out on the track, see the names in front of over the cars or on the leaderboard, and get to know who those drivers are. And especially in the career mode, like you said, there's little videos of the different drivers and stuff, so you get a more personal experience to know who they are, and then you can be like, hey, maybe I didn't watch the Xfinity series before, and now I'll give it a shot because I've been racing out on the track with these guys, and I kind of want to see what they're like in real life.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the lower level series are going to be the stars of tomorrow. So,
yes,
you know, getting in the truck series in career mode and driving next to those drivers.
Yes.
You know, then you can watch them on TV and, you know, watch their career progress. It's awesome to have the truck and Xfinity drivers in there.
So, a question for me would be, whenever it's getting towards the end of the season, and you guys start seeing all these different drivers making a jump to change all that, you guys just immediately taking notes like, we've got to be on it. We already know William Byron's got to be moved into the Monster Cup Series.
There's so much going on.
Like on a month-to-month basis, how much of that happens? Where you guys are like, okay, this is gonna happen
at least once a week.
At least once a week.
I mean, there's stuff changing all the time. Like next year, Charlotte's gonna be the road course.
Right.
And that's like the cars haven't run on that. Like no one's kind of seen it yet. So we're all waiting to see what happens with that. But you know, it's just little things like that. The stage racing, the driver move, the sponsor changes.
Yeah, and I think in next year,
Yeah.
that's whenever they're going to introduce Charlotte's Roval. Yep.
In the fall race, yeah.
That will be cool. So that's something to look forward to the next iteration. Or if you guys do what you did, you think you guys are going to do kind of what you did with Evolution, is have like a 2018 update?
I can't say right now.
Okay. I won't push on too much. I would like to see that again. That was really cool because I could go back into Evolution. I was like, well, now I can race the 17 cars and not feel like I'm racing something out of date. And that's just something that I'm weird like that. If I like on a flight sim or something and I'm flying a plane that's not flown today, it's a weird feeling to fly or to drive a series of older paint schemes and older drivers. So I can see how that changes. What's the install size of the game?
We haven't uploaded to Steam yet, so I can't say right now. And for console.
I'm trying to remember what the last one was. It wasn't extremely big. No. So, I mean, it'll probably be on one disc for console, I'd imagine.
We we're still working on there will be a day one patch, and that's what we're finalizing right now with Sony and Microsoft.
Okay.
So once all that's done.
Yeah, and
let
that's
you know.
that was a thing you guys had to deal with was the Microsoft one. Like the Xbox store, their rules are different than Sony, and they're like, no, you have to do this. You can't just upload this and go, here you go, everybody.
Everyone's different.
Mm-hmm. Bugs just racing along here. Hey, you're up to 4th. Yeah, you've been doing good. Homestead's a nice wide track. It's a lot of fun. Do drivers retire in the career mode, you know?
They do not.
Okay, so they continue on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll stay in the same series that they're in.
So what happens, like you were talking about earlier, if, say, you wanted Jimmy Johnson's ride, what would happen to Jimmy Johnson?
So you would just take over the
His car.
48 car.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he would never show up?
Right.
Oh, okay. So that's altering it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, like, that's like if next year somebody's going to leave, you can be like, hey, I'm going to drive their car because they're not driving anymore. Who
Yeah.
cares? Well, that's pretty cool. I do like that question. How do you guys determine the strength of each driver in AI? Do you look at their stats and go, this person? Because I remember last year's game, people were upset that Martin Truex Jr. wasn't performing the way he actually was that season.
Yeah, so we look at the historical data of the races.
Right.
And basically
And that
rank
makes
the
sense
drivers
why.
based on that. But, I mean, sometimes there's some curveballs thrown at you that you don't see coming.
Like Stenhouse Jr. this year doing 2 wins.
Right.
Well, I think the Monster Energy series has completely changed up NASCAR anyway.
It's crazy diverse
All
this year.
these different winners.
There's been so many winners this year.
And that would make sense that Truex Jr. wasn't doing what he actually did in 2017. He was kind of performing like he did in 2016.
Exactly. It's
You
based
look at
on
historical
all of the
data.
older data.
Okay.
But yeah, he lit it up last year, so I guarantee you'll see him running higher this year.
Yes. That does make sense. Nick asking if career will, if the Xfinity drivers will move up to Cup, and I would say no. They're probably just going to stay the same like
Yeah,
each series.
So the truck drivers will stay in truck, Xfinity will stay in Xfinity.
Because there would be no way to know. And then you would just have like a bunch of random Xfinity drivers driving cars, and it would be a mess.
Right.
I totally understand the reasoning behind that. Very cool. I think after this race, we'll wrap it up. Appreciate you guys allowing us to come down here and check out the game, and it's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun recording it. I still have more to record, actually. I haven't done any of the career mode yet, and I wanted to start a little bit of a career mode to show some of that stuff.
Yeah, career mode is where it's at, for sure.
I think that career mode's going to keep people playing it till the end of, or until the next game. I know there were people that had told me, they're like, oh, you don't play NASCAR Heat Up that much. Maybe not on my channel, I don't, but I still played it and enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between career mode this year and last year is last year you had to work for it.
You really did.
You were started at the bottom and had to work your way up.
Mhm.
And this year, you know, like you did in the truck races, you can still compete and you're still feeling like you're earning it, but it's such a bigger ladder and it's more diverse, and that's that element of surprise with momentum and rivalry. Like, it just adds all these elements to make it so much more interesting.
Right, and it was the actual drivers that come in here that were like, hey, maybe you guys should, this is how it really works. Maybe you guys should try to model some of that.
Definitely.
That'd be cool. Well, thank you to everybody who's been watching the streams today. Well, this is the second stream because we had an internet issue there. But everybody that showed up, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Sean, thank you so much.
No worries.
I know that the camera was barely getting you in there. We have had camera issues today as well. But yeah, no, the soundtrack is good. I did get to listen to that, but we're not playing that right now for obvious reasons of copyright and all that. But yeah, that'll do it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope you have a better insight. We were as transparent as we possibly can about the game. What you see is what you get. It's not the final build, so there are things always being added and tweaked before the release day. So that'll do it, and we'll see you guys. Oh, I'll see you guys next time. I'll be heading back to St. Louis tomorrow evening. So streams will be back to normal on Thursday. And that'll do it.
Cool.
See you
Thanks.
guys.